Hey, it's Naomi from Fluffy Boots Crochet Creations. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It has been a minute since I did a video last, and I do apologize for that. A couple of things have been going on. I don't know if you have been in any of the chats recently that I frequent, but I fell Friday night. It was a fairly good a fairly good fall that apparently affected my being able to say the F's correctly. I don't know. I, I really stumbled there. Um, yeah, so I really hurt myself pretty good. I'm starting to bruise now, so if they show up in the videos, these were both deep bruises from the wall attacking me as I fell. Oh, can you even imagine? Anyways, I'm much better. I mean, I think I'm pretty much healed up again. I think as of probably like Monday, I was feeling pretty much myself again. So there you have it. I am going to move this. I feel like my camera's like slid over a little, so just 1 second. There we go. Now I don't feel like I'm like, ooh, I changed the whole look. Wow. All right, I'm done being weird. Probably not, but we'll just say that for now. So, because of the fact that I did get hurt, I did not get to finish my National Crochet Month challenge. Sorry, I had every plan to, but it's hard to record when you hurt. It's just how it is, unless you're wanting to record your pain. And I just didn't think anyone would really be in for that. So, and my hair is up today because my hair is driving me nuts. So I put it up. It is in timeout. Okay. See, I told you I probably wasn't done being weird. All right. So, um, I don't even remember what the last few days were, so I'll just go ahead and say sorry I didn't finish it. Nothing I can really do about it now. So, we'll move on. Today is a vlog, in case you hadn't noticed, because I'm a little more odd in my vlogs, I've noticed. I don't think I mean to be, I just naturally kind of come through. Yeah, we'll go with that one. So, what I'm going to do today, because it is a vlog, we are going to talk about just a few things. And 1 second, please. I just thought of some kind of funny as I had paused there. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I figured out a way to add elevator music whenever I pause? So it's, but then I'm like, no, they won't like that. Nobody wants to listen to elevator music. So, one moment while I pull this up. Oh, okay. All right, so I have my little list of things I wanted to make sure I covered today. Um, and then I do have some yarn unboxings I will be releasing, but I'm going to kind of stagger them so they're not all, like all today, and they'll just be throughout. I will say on my yarn reviews right now, because I'm so far behind on them. I mean, when I was bringing this stuff over to do the review, I'm like, holy manoli, how the heck did I get so many behind? I think I have like 5 or 6, and then there's some in the mail today that I haven't gone to get. Um, and I have one that came to my door today. Kind of surprised me because I opened the door to go somewhere and there was mail there, and I was like, oh, when did this come? Who is this from? I haven't even opened the package, so I'm really not sure who it is. So, today we're going to talk about the mood board for the mood board. is it make? I think it's just a make along, I think. And the yarn for that, sorry, just one second. My sincerest apologies. A yarn people, you'll get it. I have like fluff or something, and I swear it keeps getting on my tongue, and then it bothers me because I'm like, what's on my tongue? Ah. Yeah, so we all go through it. So we're going to talk about the yarn that I pulled for that, and the song and all that stuff for that one. And then we're going to look at what I've gotten done so far on the Afghan for the auction. It's not a lot because I had to redo, if you've seen, I think it was vlog 4, I talked about it, that my cat had stepped on it and got startled, and she got her claw caught in the yard, and or not yard, yarn, and she pulled it, caused it to separate, and so I had to redo it. And then when I went to work on it, there was another spot that I had to redo. So it was just like, oh, okay then. Also going to give you a little look at the shawl that I was working on last month. And the shawl I started this month to do the um, month month of BOD with Jax, who I didn't even know. For some reason it didn't dawn on me, even though I have been watching Judy for a few months now. And whenever she said Jax and she said where she lived, I must have just like glazed over or something. I don't know. But I just found out she lives in Washington too. And she's actually about maybe an hour and a half away from me. So it's just like, wow, I have a neighbor. Woo! Yeah. So I'm a little weird. I know I keep saying that. And I know you guys that have seen this for a while know that too. But I'm a little hyper too right now for some reason. I think because I have so much I want to get done today. I'm really behind on things today. And then we are going to go ahead and do the stash down, stash busting, whatever it is that I do. I can never remember which one I'm under. I always have to go look it up and see what um, Queen Crafts by Bridget, which her hashtag is, because for some reason I keep getting them messed up. I don't know. It's just me. So we're going to do that as well. And then oh, and then, because it's, if not enough going on here, we're going to look at yarn that I'm thinking of for are you ready? Because I'm very excited about this. It's like a, the yarn for Crystal at BOD, as if you didn't know who she was. Congratulations again, Crystal, on making 1,000,000. I doubt you watch my videos, which is okay. It's not like there's a lot of people out there that you watch and, you're busy. And you have 1,000,000 subscribers, so, But I'm so happy for you. I was so excited when it was announced. I was just sitting here going, "Yay! Yay!" And I was just like doing a little dance, like, oh, she made 1,000,000, she made 1,000,000. Because it's such a huge deal in our community. I mean, it took her 10 years to make 1,000,000. That is really impressive. It really is, because she's the first one that I have seen, because I don't think Mikey at Crochet Crowd is that high yet. I'd have to look that up for sure. But yeah, it's very impressive. There's a lot of really, really talented crochet, knit, yarn content creators out there. And to have someone that I follow that is so huge and, you know, been such a big impact on my creative process, and kind of kick the kick the tires a couple times, like, come on, girl, you can do it. Go on. Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, she didn't actually kick the tires because I just realized it doesn't sound very well. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, she's just one of those people that inspired me to do more with my crochet journey. So, yeah, it's huge and I'm very excited for her. I cannot wait. I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, that on the 20th I will be able to make the live. Um, I'm like in the back of my mind planning dinner for that night so that hopefully I can have dinner done and, with my dad eating and get all that done and be able to celebrate at the live and chat and just celebrate this huge milestone in our community. And for me personally, my own little goal right now, I would really like in the next 2 months to get up to 500. And I'm going to say, if I can do that in the next 2 months, get up to 500, I want to hit then by October, November, 1,000. If I hit more, fantastic. Because I do plan on having my very first giveaway at that time. I don't know how big I'm going to make it. I already have a couple things planned. I'm, kind of debating how big I want to make it and all that. But it's coming. I just have to keep getting those numbers up. And for me to get my numbers up, of course, I need more subscribers and I need people watching my videos and commenting so that they get suggested to me. Although, last couple of times, like since I think Thursday of last week and through today, I've had videos suggest my own videos. And the first time it happened, I was just like, what the heck? And so I clicked on it because I thought there was something wrong with the video. And it's like, no, it was a suggestion. I get the regular suggestions and then I get the silent suggestions. I don't know if you have that set up on your phone. Some channels or some things I don't want the full, suggestion, like if it's a short, because I have a very bad habit, little confession time. I don't know if anyone else is like this. But if I'm, trying to put off going and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I start watching shorts. And I almost don't care what the short is about. I will watch contents on yarn, on upcoming tutorials for people. Animal ones, I'm such a sucker for animal ones and baby ones, So if it looks like it's going to be something that's going to make me go, aw, or make me laugh, or is going to get me really excited, I'm pretty much guaranteed to watch it instead of going to do what I'm supposed to do. I have been known to sit there for a good half hour worth just going through all the shorts. And then if I don't get any shorts on my feed, then I will go look up, I'll go look up shorts. So yeah, it's a problem. What can I say? It's a problem. So there's no good way to do that. We'll just stick it over there for now. So I say we start with the stash down. Mainly because it's in my way. I don't know if you noticed, but my hands are like right here because my hands are on this stuff. So there's only 3. Unfortunately, I didn't get the blanket finished like I had hoped. Oh gosh, sorry. My apologies. Hopefully I can finish this. Excuse me. I I get migraines really severe, and they can trigger other issues. And as I was talking, I just suddenly had a really sharp pain over my eye, and I needed a moment to kind of see if it was going away. I think it's gone for now. Well, It's a little bit there. I just felt it again, but I'll have to calm down a little more and hope it stays away so I can finish my videos today. Because I got a lot of stuff on my plate today I really need to get done. So, without further ado, we shall go over what I finished. So, as I was saying, I only got 3 items done this month, or last month. The first one you've probably seen before, which is my one wrap here. It is the one I did for the make along with um, Gina from Knitting Turnpike and Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet. That was a very hard word. But it's a good size one. The other one that I finished is in my what was it? Fading? I think it's Fading Seasons from um, Lether Company. I think I'm I'm a little lost in my thinking. Sorry, but it was a mini set of 50 grams each. So I was able to make this one, which I really actually like. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I really kind of just went for it. I stayed with the same idea of it being on the bias. It is not block, that's why it looks super duper wide here, which is not. It's just the other edges are rolled up. Um, but yeah, I have to block this. I just haven't really had time because okay, so if you have pets and if you have especially cats and they're young, besides the fact that they want to be with you wherever you are, they want to walk on things. If I'm working on it, if I was to work on it on the floor and try to steam and put it on the floor to, you know, just suck. Sorry, I'd suddenly heard someone say, um, please, and it was our neighbor upstairs, and I wanted to make sure she was okay because it wasn't a like please in a normal, it was kind of a pleading. So I was just like, oh, better make sure she's okay. So I was just listening. Not trying to be nosy, it's just how, I worry about people. I can't help it. I was raised to care about other people, so that is what I do. If it makes me seem like I'm a nosy person, then I guess that's what it makes me seem like. I just happen to care. All right, enough of that. So I got those 2 wraps done, and then now this is going to be kind of exciting because I don't think anyone has seen this yet. No, I know no one has because I haven't showed anyone. But I got my dragon bag done. And it's got, flames coming, well, not flames, but smoke coming out of one side. And it's got some pearls. Those are actually pearls. This is a bead. I'm not happy with it because it doesn't actually close. It keeps flipping up. So I'm going to probably look around in my stuff to see if I can find one that I can put like a little lever on so at least it catches and then falls down. I just haven't done that yet. And for now, it's going to remain just a clutch. Um, Only because it's a good size right now, and it will easily fit into a bag that if I go anywhere that I would possibly take crochet with, I can put this in there and I can put my tablet, or I got 3 tablets. They're all fire tablets, but I have 3 of them. They're all I think they're all different sizes too. Oops, 1 second. Sorry, I had a message come in and I had to answer. And of course, I'm on my phone, and there goes my eye again. Oh, that's really going to be painful if that keeps going off. Alright, so that's everything I finished for this month. Or for, I keep saying this month, for March. And I'm going to take my, I had a couple books in there. So let's get weighing. And I have my own little scale for in here. And I weigh in grams because we, as yarn artists, we use grams or ounces, yards or meters. And it's just easier for me to do it in grams. Oh, I need my pen because I need to write this down, what each is. So I'm going to pause you for just a moment so I can write, and then I'll be right back. All right, so because it is a stash down, stash busting, whichever one is the correct term, I do count everything on here that I used that's in my stash. And I have quite an extensive bead stash. You wouldn't be able to tell it because I have organized the crap out of it. I used to have my beads when I first started. I had those little, what they, floss containers, with the little tiny things, and I had each bead in there, which worked for about 2 weeks. Then I was going to get a one of those old stands from apothecaries. I can't think of what they were, but they had the drawers in them. And I was like, no, I'm still going to have the same problem, because my problem was, in order to get something out of my beads, I would have to try to, like trying to grab and trying to get it to come up, and you might accidentally take the divider, or you might drop the one bead that you're looking for into another thing, and now you have to fish it out of there. So what I did when I last worked on my beads, before I was getting ready to put them up for the time, I got a whole bunch of little bags, and I had stickers, and I put everything into their own bag with the grade that they are, because in beads, for semi-precious to precious stones, gemstones, they have grading system, which is D is the lowest up to A, which is the highest quality. I will never use my A quality beads in garments, because that would be a very costly thing for me to do. And some of my beads, gemstones that I still have, are a good portion. Even though they're all in a smaller setup now, which I have to tell you, I'm so glad I finally did. I just have a few things not with them, which is my tools. They're out all the time because I do use my tools here and there. I don't have my wires kind of in two different areas, and my beading, I think it's just my thread. I think my beading thread is in the closet by accident. When you know? I only realized that the other day when I was getting ready to work on this, and I was like, oh, I'll just sew those on because of the fact they're pearls. And I did not have my beading tools, which also included my beading needles, and those are very, very fine. And I was like, crap, they're in the closet, and I'm not really sure which part of the closet. So I had to improvise. So the pearls are just glued on here. But shall we do a weigh-in? It turned off on me. All right, so the bag is 52 grams. Not bad. Okay. this over here for right now. I'm not putting it on the floor. I'm sure you could tell by the angle I wasn't dropping it to drop it. All right, let's do this one next. Oopsie. Come on, get everything on there. Gonna have to redo that one. We're gonna fold because apparently it doesn't want to go on there the way I had it. Wouldn't you know? Okay, so that is 76. Which is funny when you consider the fact that it is 6 minis that were 50 grams each, but it came to 76 grams. Just a little funny there, because I completely used up that entire pack of minis. So interesting. Now the big one. And I say the big one because this is, I used, of the wasabi, I used 1.5 balls, and then I used the complete ball of the Paris Night, Paris Night, and whatever the purple is. I have yet to be able to find the label, and I have a bag of labels, and it should be in there, but it's not, so I'm really not sure where that went. Wouldn't you know? Just like a typical thing for me. All right, that didn't fold very well. Sorry. All right. Huh. That's funny. That came to 72 grams. Now that's interesting. All right. So, be right. Oh, crap. Everything decided to fall somewhere. All right, so I will be right back with you. You probably won't even notice, but I'll be right back. So the final count for March for my stash down, stash busting. Again, I haven't looked up the number yet, the name yet. I just haven't. It's 200 grams. And that's a pretty decent amount. I am going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about the dragon because I'm also going to be doing the things we're making Thursday final here. So, the dragon is made with the red heart metallic black, which is obviously the body and his nose. His eyes are made from the birthstone for February from Full Spectrum yarn, which is, of course, by our wonderful little wonderful Thriss. The scales up here are, anti-pilling yarn with a, it's not really, well, yeah, it's a metallic, but it's from Hobie. It's their universal yarn woven here, so it has a little bit of sparkle as well. And then it plain over on this side, and this is just a little bit of the Hobie carnival yarn. So there's that, and it opens up, and like I said, it's a pretty good size in there. I have my crochet journal and my sketchbook in there right now. My crochet sketchbook, to be precise. So 1 second. I realized as I sat back down, I kept scooshing myself out of the picture. I'm so sorry. Eventually you would have got to the point that's just like my ear. No, I would have discovered that before then. All right, so what I want to talk about next is the shawls that I started for two different things. There is Judy's monthly, which I didn't get it done in time for. So that kind of sucked, but it is what it is. The other is for the shawl make along with Linda and Judy on Knit and Crochet with Linda and Judy. I believe is the correct name. That's due on April 20, 27th, I think. But it doesn't have to be fully completed, which is good because it may not be fully completed by then. Oh, and I put the dragon bag up there because I did make it for, holding my stuff in my crochet area. The other thing that I am making a shawl for is, like I said, I think she called it, I think she just called it a month of BOD for 2024. And I started a shawl for that actually last night. And I have, I do love Crystal a lot. I do. I love seeing the yarns that she brings in and her stitch tutorials and her tutorials for other things. But I have a bad habit, good habit, depends on what you think, of when I'm working on something, I'm like, okay, now I want to put a little bit of me in here. I don't want to follow this pattern 100%. So that's what I decided last night to do. But when you're testing how things will look, it adds time onto your item, unfortunately. So it wasn't the best choice last night to do that, unfortunately. It's like, Naomi, what were you thinking? So I didn't get as much done on it as I would have if I just straight up followed her pattern. But it's really hard for me to do that. It really is. But that's okay. Because it will kill two birds with one stone, which, let me put the picture here. That is the bird for this month for Judy's make along. And I will show you that in just 1 second. All right, sorry. So for the Judy's make along and for the month of BOD, I am using one of my power balls, which is also going to count towards stash down because I've had it for over a year. So, woo, 3 things. So before I show you what yarn I'm using and what I got done so far, I'll tell you what it is. It is 100% superwash merino. It's in the fingering weight in the power ball, so it's approximately 500 grams, so a lot, and 2,187 yards. And it's called Color 1. Now, I got this one when he was having a, I don't remember if he called it, I don't think he called it a clearance as much as it was the oddballs of ones that they either only had 1 or 2 left of in stock and they weren't going to carry anymore, or they dyed it and it didn't come up the way they wanted. So I got I think I got 2 different power balls at that time. But this is the one that I am. Oh, sorry, I moved my hooks yesterday, so it fell at me. And I hate when I do that. So this is the colors. It's very pretty. It's a lot. I actually found myself going, oh my gosh, do you think I'll have enough to finish Of course I will. I should have enough left over to make like a tank top with it, I think, or something along the lines. So that's that. Let me put this hook back up because I don't need that. So another hook fell, but it's the one of the ones I'm working with. Okay, it's all connected there. All right, so this is it so far. I'm actually combining two of her patterns and then a little bit of me. This part here, that's mine. Um, well, a lot of it's mine. Let's be really honest. But it is her. I'm using. I can't even think what pattern I'm using. I'll put the name below, and a link to the pattern and the two patterns that I'm using for this one. It was a lot of hard decisions trying to make this up. I decided Monday night at 3 o'clock in the morning that this yarn would be perfect because it would allow me to have three things that I can count it for. So it's a triple dip. Um, and so, of course, then I was playing with it and I was playing with different tutorials, and a couple of them I really loved, but unfortunately, this yarn being it slightly variegated, it just was not giving me the look that I was wanting. So I changed my mind probably 4 times, 4 or 5 times at least, minimum. So yeah, just didn't get a lot done, but that's going. I have not decided if I'm going to make it a shawlette yet or a full shawl. It's kind of up in the air because I need to finish. It's all connected again, which is a silly statement on my part because, of course, it's connected, Naomi. So, if you had seen one of the videos or the pictures before, I had to rip some out. And I showed you the wrong side. Wow. I am so sorry. That was the back side. Alright, so this is another one I based off of um, Crystal's Bird of the Night shawl, and this is made in Twister. And the problem that I ran into as I was working on this, um, it's a ombre, and this green here, I had started using this green, and you probably can't tell as much on the video, but this was a very drastic, and I do mean drastic change. It was giving me a line, and I was just like, gosh, I feel like I did something wrong here. And then, wouldn't you know, I get, or no, it wasn't, because that's the right one. It was darker. I think it was more along, yeah, it was this one. And I was like, wow, that's really weird. And then when I got done this huge section, which was probably a good 8 inches, I got to the end of the yarn and discovered that I had wound it backwards. So the color that I should have been using was inside, and the color that I was, like 2 colors away from was on the outside. So I had to rip out, like I said, about 8 inches, which included all the beading I had done. And so I was not happy. But at the same time, I was kind of happy because I didn't want to make something that was going to have, this beautiful gradual gradient of the greens to suddenly be in this dark stripe of green and then light green again. It just was not going to work. And I was just like, ah. But I got it fixed. But because of wanting to get the Afghan done, that I want to finish, fingers are crossed, double crossed. I would cross my toes, but I might not get them undone again. Um, but this is the one that once I get farther on will be turned in for the make along with Linda and Judy. Um, so that's that one. I am enjoying making shawls, but I do, like I said, I like adding myself in there, and that adds a little more time into it because I have to stop and do math, see which stitches I think is going to work well that won't take away from the pattern but will add to the pattern. It's a lot of work sometimes when you decide to do this, but it's also inspired me to be able to go, you know what? I'm feeling confident enough now that I think I can design my own shawl. Whether I will write up the pattern, well, I will write up the pattern because I'm going to, as I do it, I'm going to write in the pattern. But um, yeah, I will have to see if it's one I will do the pattern for and, get testers, or if I'm just going to do a tutorial here. I don't have the camera holder that I want yet. It's a swivel one that, I mean, the whole neck is swivel, so I wouldn't be having to fight with the light because my setup right now for doing like my stitches like I normally would do with my yarn videos is just a ring, and I have the camera facing it. Even if I put it up, it's still, it's up here. So every time I have to adjust to see if I have it right. There's no arm. The arm is fairly stationary. It's well, it's like a regular lamp arm. So I want to fix it to where I can have the shadow, or not the shadow, the light above the where I'm working, but be able to have the camera down to where I can see better, make sure I'm in the shot, all that fun stuff. All that. So, next, I'm going to show you. I feel like I'm just like bombarding you, but I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about. All right, so next, I am going to show you what I have gotten done so far on the Afghan. Um, it ended up being good that I had to rip some out because I hadn't realized I had done a stitch wrong, and so it was causing this weird little buckle. And so I was just like, wait, what did I do wrong? So I was rereading the stitch and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally did that backwards. Which happens. I mean, it's okay. But this is up to, I want to say 13. And this is still just the center medallion. I have another, just for my center, another, I think, 19 rows to do. And then I'll be starting on the part of it that's not round, because it's not a round blanket. It is a pattern by Hooked on Sunshine. I do not know how far with her pattern I'm going to follow yet. I am not putting appliques on because I think it's going to have its own beauty and I really don't want to take away from it. So I just can't tell you for sure. But this part I don't have a problem showing you because you can't really see what the whole blanket is. I will probably show you when I get to the final 19 to finish off the center. And then I will only show you little bits like, like I said, I would do just a little let you see little sneaks of like the borders, but you will not be able to see the entire thing until Crystal gets it. And I'm trying to get this 100% done by the 20th so that I can get it mailed. Fingers are crossed. I might be able to push it out to the 25th if I have to. I just am not 100% sure. It's not that it's a hard pattern. It's very intricate. I have to watch my stitches more, so I have to have very little distraction when I'm working on it. Because this is one of those patterns that if your stitch count gets wrong, it can get throw off not just the one that you're working on, but 4 or 5 rows later. So you really have to make sure your stitches are point on, which is fine with me. I have no problem whatsoever doing a pattern like that because this is like a style I love, intricate. I think these are gorgeous and it's a challenge, and I love challenging myself. So put that back over there. Sorry, I'm reaching across. All right. So those are the 3 in progress makes, okay? The next one is not started yet. And it's in the concept part, I guess would be the correct words, which is my mood board make along. Now, this one, really high chance I won't get it done for the make along, but it's not like it's like a lot of the challenges I do. It's just that it's a challenge to myself to do something I hadn't done before and be able to go, okay, this is really nice. I like this. Let's do this. I actually really love that sort of challenge because it just realized my shirt's being all weird. Sorry. I like to challenge myself. If you're not challenged, you're not learning. I really do believe that to be a true statement because I know for me at least, when it comes to me creating, I like to present myself a new challenge, something I have to work out how to do. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. It's always up in the air, but I like to be able to challenge myself, and I find that with yarn at least, and making challenges with yarn, I'm doing so much better than some of the other challenges in the past. I had one pop in my head. It was not a good challenge. I never got it right. I was making these Santa Clauses. I even taught a class on it. And I had to tell people that yes, you can make it be a standing Santa. But unfortunately, every way I had designed it, it ended up with, an ugly dowel. It just didn't work well. You couldn't stick it very well up one leg because then the other leg's flopping all over and you'd end up having to glue it down. It was just a whole thing. So I ended up making it so that the Santa was a sit alone instead of a standing. And the standing ones, if you wanted to do that one, you did it with your own, you had to do it on your own. I wouldn't show you how to do that because the problem with it was his legs weren't wide enough to put a really big size dowel in, and the smaller dowels were obviously not, well, I say obviously, like, what I mean, sorry. His legs were not, or his weight didn't set, it wasn't like it was made out of clay or something where you can kind of weight it a little more. It was all fabric and stuffing. So his top half was heavy and he'd lean forward or he'd lean back, and he had baskets that had coal and everything in it. So he ended up becoming a sit alone. As I said, challenges, some challenges you get, Some challenges you don't. That is just how it is. So let us look at what I'm doing for the mood board, because I promised you guys I would do that. The mood board, the song that I chose is by, oh my gosh, I just lost her name. One second. No, it's Lauren Daigle. I'll put her name, the correct spelling and everything down here. And the song is You Say. And the line of the song that I'm going to use that means the most to me is, one second. Sorry about that. Goodness. My allergies are acting up, so I have to keep stopping to cough and whatnot. So the line of the song that I am going to be using is, and I may get it incorrect, I will put the correct um, song lyric here, is even when I don't feel I belong, you say I am yours. It's just, to me, it's a really powerful quote from the song. So the yarns that I'm using, I did add one more into this. I came across it and I was like, that will work. Is not going to make it easy for me to show you. Hello. Alright, so blues and greens. This one has a little bit of a gold tone too. I've looked in my stash. I don't have anything that I liked enough to add it. So it's going to be my teals and greens. I said blues, but it's a teal. So let me talk about each one. So this is my Madeline Tosh, hand dyed. It's called Greenish Surprise. It's a one of a kind. So I'm very excited to be able to use this one because I bought it because I thought it was gorgeous. It is 100% super wash merino, fingering weight, 420 yards, 384 meters. It is, obviously, in case you don't know why I say obviously, because it's superwash merino. Yes, you can wash it in warmer water, but because not, I mean, no, I think the others are as well. I think there's only one that's not. Yeah, it's not at all. This will be all hand washed. And the steaming will set it once I'm ready. So there is this one, okay? The other one I'm going to show is from the Expression Fibers Art. And it's from her Oops, which means it didn't quite come out the way it was supposed to. So I like oopses, I like one of a kinds. The reason is it's unique. It's not like someone else. So I will 9 times out of 10 look for the oopses, the one of a kinds. It might be a little cheaper, it's true, but that's not why I'm buying it as much as I love the idea of it being something that I have not seen before that someone else may not have. And I like that. It's unique. It's like me. So this is called the Bells. It's Oasis fingering weight. This is 50% camel, 50% mulberry silk, 457 meters, 500 yards. Again, it's hand wash, lay flat. And yes, I am going to mix fibers. You know why? Because I like a challenge. And I've mixed, since I've started crocheting, I have mixed fibers, I think, in pretty much everything. Whether I'm using two different sizes of yarn, and I have to switch hook size to make a smaller yarn fit a larger yarn, I have no problem whatsoever doing that at all. I really don't. I mix things all the time. You get a more interesting texture. It's just how it is. All right, so there's that one. Then these two are both from Crow and Crescent. This one, I don't remember the name. My label's gone. I don't remember the name of this one right off, but I believe this one was a one of kind as well. So I'm just going to stick that over there and we'll read the information off of this. These are both Callisto sock. This one is called um, Visceron. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 463 yards. Now, I have not decided what I am doing. Oh, this one is Neptune. Duh. Sorry, I did myself. I have not decided what pattern I'm using yet. Like I said, there's a very good chance I won't get this done in time for the date. It won't make it into the slideshow. It's okay. I'm okay with that because it's something I want to do for myself and it's supporting another YouTuber who deserves, people to look at his channel and what he does, which is Gary from Urban Yarn. So I'm excited to see this done. Oopsie. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is the yarn I am considering for the crochet along with Crystal. So I'm going to pause you real quick, move a couple of things around, and bring them up here. All right, be right back. All right, so if you have seen Crystal's video on her crochet along for the shawl that she is making, it is gorgeous. It's a lot of stitches. It's a lot of intricate design. It's a shawl, and she says you will need about. Oh, I just realized I didn't grab the right one. Oh well. That you will need approximately 1200 of a DK. Well, I'm not doing a DK. I'm going to do fingering weight. The reason being, I have a lot of fingering weight. When I first started creating, I loved fingering weight. I have a ton of it and I want to use it, especially in a shawl, which is what this is going to be. And yes, it might end up being a little smaller. I might have to, as I'm going out, add on to the to each row to get it as wide as I want it. That's okay. I've done it before. I can do it again. So I am down to 3 color choices, 2 of which are Yarn Snob Power Balls. One is a hand dyed I have from my friend. Now, I grabbed the wrong one. I meant to grab the fingering. I grabbed the DK in this one. Not a huge deal. I just wanted to. You know what? Let me just grab the right one. And the funny thing is, I find it funny, at least for me, is the color that I originally, when she was talking about it, that I ended up not choosing because I decided I wanted that for something else is black. So it's kind of like, oh, how funny. I didn't choose black. So the colors that I chose, or that I shouldn't say chose, but I'm thinking of, I'm just going to give you the information first and then show you it. So the first one is called, this is from Yarn Snob. Keith makes these. So it's 100% superwash merino. It's fingering weight. It's a power ball, so it's 500 grams, 2,187 yards. And this is called Keith's Orchid 321. So there is this one. Now, it is not showing up in the best colors there, but it is a combination of fuchsias, purples, It almost looks like there's just a tad bit of red, but it's really not. It's more different shades of the fuchsias and the purples. And you can see it's got light purples, it's got darker purples, it goes into a royal purple over here. The it's the fuchsia not coming up. It's showing it's way brighter in the video than it actually is. This is a really nice purpley fuchsia. Um, it's just gorgeous. So I'm thinking of this one for it. If I don't use that one, then the other one I'm going to use, which is the same information for this one, but it's called Midnight, is this really beautiful deep navy that has some lighter tones of navy in there and some darker tones. It's just an overall a gorgeous, gorgeous, and a little fluff. It got on there for some reason. Pretty sure it was from my cat. She likes to get up there and try to take these down. I don't know why. I think she thinks they're pillows. But so that's the other one that I'm thinking of. Or from my friend um, at Crow and Crescent. This is Nocturnal Callisto Sock. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, and 437 yards. And one moment, I think someone's at my door. Sorry, there was someone at my door. So these are the three colors I am considering. It will be a solid one. So it's either going to be the orchid, the midnight, or the nocturnal, which is the smaller one. Give me your thoughts. Which one do you think would be the best one? I know that she has it in 7 colors. I would prefer a solid right now because that's what I prefer. I'm good with any of these. I just need some input on what people think. So give me your thoughts and we'll see. I think I have enough of this one, but it does have darker tones in there, so if I don't have enough, I can always put my black too. Because I have black. I have a lot of black. Alright, this video is long enough. I will let you go, and I will say if you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. If you are already subscribed, and if you're even new here, please consider giving me a thumbs up and leaving a comment, both of which really do help me out. So until next time, friends, bye for now.